I would absolutely recommend Northcoders. I can't sing their praises enough. I absolutely enjoy working with the teams. They're such a pleasure. I think if anybody, wanted to implement a boot camp or talk about boot camps or, source technical talent, I would definitely refer them to speak to Northcoders.
The fact that we almost always go straight out to the Northcoders kind of gives you an idea of where we see the value and the skills coming from. I think those that have come with experience and a background and that kind of that passion has been really, really fantastic for us.
I probably should mention that we actually only set out to hire one, and such was the standard of the series, and we couldn't decide. We actually ended up hiring all three because other teams were coming to me and saying, can I please steal one of these people? And I'd love one. So yeah, we ended up hiring three.
We found that the modules that they do here at Northcoders fits perfectly with what we do at Wren. We've had such a high success rate of Northcoders. I think it's over 20 developers we've brought over from the bootcamp through to Wren. They fit in perfectly. They've got to grips with the software stack pretty much immediately. Very enthusiastic to learn, which is always a benefit.
I believe in getting thrown in at the deep end, and that's exactly what Northcoders is. You're going from not knowing how to code to trying to get a job in 12 to 14 weeks. That's been thrown in the deep end.
We have hired, I think in one cohort we had around 10 Northcoders. Every day I speak to someone that has done the boot camp. They fit in really well, not only because they've got the technical background, but they also have experiences with their jobs and working within a team, through doing their projects at Northcoders. They go through different careers, depending on the opportunities that we have, but they fit in really, really well with our culture as well.
We've got 3 Northcoders at the moment who've been with us a range of nearly 2 years, 18 months, to our newest recruit who actually only started last week. All 3 have been amazing team members.
It's great for me to have somewhere I can go and know that I'm going to get good quality candidates. Broadly speaking, I've never had a bad candidate from Northcoders, so I would continue to use them whenever I'm looking for that sort of skill set or level of experience.
The Northcoders have been fantastic. It's been a really nice match of people. So kind of one of the things that we've really enjoyed is, yes, they've all got the right techs that we need, but they're all genuinely passionate about technology. And a lot of them, especially because they may have had career breaks or they've kind of had a career shift as well, they come with this wealth of experience and knowledge outside of tech, which has been really fantastic.
Whilst the Northcoders is sort of very, obviously as the name suggests, very code focused as a bit of a boot camp, they also do cover other sort of more softer skills like the project management, etc. So we found that the Northcoders are pretty well prepared in terms of the language that we speak around Scrum and Agile in terms of project delivery, as well as knowing the fundamentals of code.
Because they've had real careers previously, they often know themselves, they know how to learn, effective at knowing when to ask questions and those, do you know what I mean? Those sorts of things. They're like more senior juniors, so they're easier to work with in that respect.
Northcoders graduates have been introduced to excellent business practices through the learning that they've done on the course. They all come into any business, but hopefully ours, knowing what we're looking for in terms of professionalism and agile, etc. Test-driven development, all of those good things.
I would definitely recommend hiring someone from Northcoders. We've had a great experience, and I think the level of candidate really stood out, ready to hit the ground running, and yeah, we're really glad that we made that decision. I think the great thing about Northcoders is they go through that bootcamp process and they get used to everything and every eventuality, gaining lots of different experience, and it really shows when they come to interview that they can tackle a task, if it'll be a technical test or they know what they're talking about in terms of the languages. It really does show once they come to that interview stage.
I suppose my only concern about actually meeting the Northcoders for the first time and hiring them was that from a more traditional coding background, maybe they wouldn't feel comfortable actually interacting with our clients quite as much as we require. And all 3 Northcoders have shown that they are more than capable of doing that really, really well. And they develop really lovely rapport with the clients that they have so far.
We really like Northcoders graduates because they have a really good base of technologies that they have been taught and experienced through the bootcamp. And through the project phase as well, they have an opportunity to sort of demonstrate their ability to learn new tech stacks, solve new problems. We've hired quite a few Northcoders now, and they've been really quick to pick up new technologies and to just get stuck in.
For people who have been unsure about a boot camp, the thing I would say about Northcoders is the CVs are almost always overall stronger than you might think to find. I know for some people they'll hear a few months of boot camp, is that enough?
Often when you scratch under the surface, you're finding people who've done other types of engineering or IT work, even the ones that are coming from what seems like a radically different background, if they're bringing a core being, and I guess whoever they are genetically, they're a mathematician, they're an algorithmic thinker, it's always stronger than you might expect.
We always used to hire pretty traditionally, right? We were looking at the successes we had and the failures, and I met someone from Northcoders, they talked about it, and I thought it was worth giving it a go. And what struck us when we looked at the applicants was that so many of them had kind of real lives behind them. So like they were real people with experience and lots of skills that are kind of potentially transferable. But what we concluded was it was much easier for us to train people in those skills than it is to train them in communication skills and teamwork and all of those other things, right?
Northcoders is one of our only partners where we take the bootcamp style academies. We know that there's lots in the market today, but Northcoders has been by far one of the best partners, but also the quality that's being produced by the team, it's definitely up there, one of the best that we've seen. If we could, we would take many more.
And it turned out they still really are transferable, kind of immediately. And now we recruit pretty much exclusively our juniors from Northcoders.